Hi guys, so today we're going to be reviewing the Riccar Supra Light. I had this machine for about 1 month now, so I'm going to be doing a quick review on this machine, what I like and what I don't like about it. So let's maybe start off with the cord length. This thing is about 30 feet long, which is a nice length of cord, and it gets me around the whole house just fine. So one thing I don't like about it is this thing does not have silverable cord hooks, so you gotta manually unwind it, which is kind of disappointing at this price range of a vacuum when some cheap vacuums that cost $20 to $40 have them, but this machine doesn't. But it is an entry-level vacuum in a high-end company, so it's usually gonna be on most vacuums that are high-end, but at least it is stainless steel, so it shouldn't break, and it should be pretty durable, which is nice. You have a very thick tube that shouldn't really get clogged at all. You got a good length of there to get dirt through and not really clog it. And you have a base mounted power switch, which is kind of, I would prefer a switch in the handle like the r10e model has, the older one. But this is a baseline vacuum, so you can't really expect much anyway. So it is kind of hard to turn it on sometimes if you want to turn it off, but I don't really find it a problem. Some people do, that's why I'm mentioning this, but with me, it's just fine turning it on and off. You have a reset switch on the back, so if the machine ever, turns off, you just bump that up, just like that, that'll reset it. You do have plastic wheels, which is not the best, but if you're only using this machine for carpets, you would get by with it just fine if you're just using this machine for carpets, which gets me into the next thing. This thing does not have a squeegee. If you want to use a Supra Light on bare floors, you're going to need to step up to the r10e, and that has a squeegee, but that's $5.99 instead of $3.20 on sale. But you do have somewhat rubber bottom base plate wheels, but I wouldn't really classify these as rubber. You do have a nice stiff wooden brush roll with eccentric brush strips. This is a two-side eccentric brush roll, so flip the other ends in if you want to make it stick out more, or to leave it in its original position when you have it. And the cat came to visit me. Okay. To take off the base plate, you have these two clips. All you want to do is pop that off, change out the belt. If I ever do a belt change on this, I will do a belt change, but in the next month or two, when I do a belt change, I will show you how to change a belt on this vacuum, and I will make a video. You have a nice bumper that wraps around halfway of the vacuum, but you don't really need it on the other half, since the head sticks out a good two inches from it, so you don't really hit the sides of the vacuum where there's no bumper. And the bumper is easily removable. You just gotta pull it out from here if you remove the base plate and stuff. You have a light bulb that is not LED. You do have to replace it if it ever burns out, but the bulbs are like under $4 or something like that. You have a nice big bag here, and it'll hold like up to this amount of dirt, so you could go a good few months without changing the bag. I have a nice HEPA bag in here, and whenever I change the bag in this vacuum, I will do a bag change video, and I might even throw in a belt change video together, so it might be kind of like a quick service video I will make. The handle is aluminum, so it makes this thing very lightweight. It has a pretty comfy grip handle, but it could be something better. Instead of just a aluminum pole, just bent, stuff the grip on it, whatever. But so now we're gonna get into the pickup test of the vacuum. There's not much to say about it, since there's really not much on the vacuum anyway. Now let me set up the pickup test, and we'll see how this machine does. So now I'm going to be doing the pickup test. I put in some animal hair, and I rubbed in a bunch of salt from the carpet, if you can't see. I ran out of cat litter, but this machine does excellent at picking up basically everything quickly. So let's begin. And there's nothing. So this machine would clean just fine these very thick powder rugs. So if you have thick carpeting, this machine does just fine on. Yeah, there's nothing in the carpet. So This machine is an excellent cleaner. The price is kind of pricey on it. If you find it on sale, $320 is still kind of pushing it. I would like to see this machine, you know, sell for like $199 like it did back in the day, but that's not gonna happen nowadays. But overall, this machine is an excellent buy, and it does clean much better than an Auric or even an Auric Magnesium from what I tested. So I hope you guys like this quick review. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.